do want to travel, definitely before I have kids.
So keeping all of this in mind, the way that you just painted your life, what would your husband's income be?
Cool. So she wanted a big size house. She wanted a medium to kind of heavy range car. Let's find out what she expects her husband to have as an income.
Like 200,000 plus. Yeah, like somewhere in that range.
Wow, 200 grand a year. She wants her man to earn £200,000. I'm assuming that's a year. I hope that's not like anything else.
200K?
Yeah, 200, 250.
250.
Like 100K and up. If the average is like
100K and up. She wants her partner to earn 100K and up. You're not even fucking funny yourself, love. Having a laugh and a joke.
Like 50, maybe like 70 plus.
Okay.
Having
Okay, 50 to 70, maybe 70 plus. That's okay. It's a bit more realistic, I guess. Like, most men should really be trying to aim for that amount if possible. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that should be a good amount for most men to aim for, to give you a really good retirement, whether you're married, single, whatever it might be, couple of whatever it might be in that situation. I think if you can earn 50 to 75K in a year for a few years in your lifetime, you're going to be doing all right.
budgeted like a vacation fund and a savings fund. Saving money, fund money, divvying it up that way.
So do we want to say like 70K, 80K?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And you
Fair dues. Pretty realistic. She's pretty realistic, is all I can say.
also said you would contribute 50-50, so that's 140 total household income. Would that be enough? Does that sound right?
That's a good question. She did say that. She did say that she wanted to split it 50-50. So if she wants him to earn 70K a year, she wants to bring 70K a year to the table. So it'd be 140 overall.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. Don't really know how much like kids and all that other stuff costs quite yet, so I think that sounds good.
It would probably have to be a little bit so that we could do these things, because nowadays it's really hard to do anything without any money. So I guess maybe like 80K.
Okay.
80K is close to 100. 5% in it. 5% of people in Britain earn over 100 grand a year. And I think it's similar to in America. I think it might be a little bit more, maybe somewhere like around, or maybe somewhere around 7%, 7 to the 5%, but I'm pretty sure in the UK it's about 5% of men.
His income should be something close to about 160,000.
Okay. And then you would contribute around the same amount?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you said the 50-50.
I would like to say maybe 100,000
Okay.
at least. Yeah.
All right. So with 100K.
100K,
That'd
man.
be rich.
All of these are in a top. All of them want over 100 grand a year. It's mental. 100 grand a year is a lot of money. Like 10 years at that, you're a millionaire. So how many millionaires do they think are just walking around out here?
Unfortunately. This is so high, but I guess you'd have to be like a millionaire.
A million? Okay. So you wanted a 32-year-old who's making 200K.
Sure.
What do you think the median income is
A 32-year-old who's making 200K.
for the age that you specified? For a 32-year-old.
Like 70 maybe? 65, 70?
What? She thinks 65, 70% of men are making that money at that age? Yeah, what? They said it was realistic. This ain't realistic. It's fucking stupid.
Is it lower?
48,000.
Wow. That's actually
There you go. The average income in America is 48 grand a year. Average. You've got to include all those billionaires in there, all those millionaires in there, and all those super duper poor people.
crazy.
48,000.
80,000.
Median income for the age that picked. I would say probably like 70K maybe.
It's actually $49,000.
Wow, I'm stupid.
What percent of men do you think make $100,000 at 33 years old? Or like, what is the percent of men that you are wanting here?
I'd probably say maybe 30%.
What?
It's actually 15%.
Yeah, half that. Half the men at the age she wanted, around 30, 32. What? They honestly, it was like the unrealistic expectations are mental, aren't they? And this is exactly the same as what Fresh and Fit ask everybody.
The top
Not too
15%.
shabby.
So there's one age from 16 to 75 where the top 30% of men make $100,000. So you guess 30%. So we'll try to guess what age that is, since you know it's not 33. Between 16 and 75, there's only one age.
I feel like 45.
73.
Really?
Brilliant. She's going to have to date 73-year-olds to get the average she wants per year. Only 73-year-olds on average make $100,000 a year in America.
I should go with the old man. Just kidding.
Is that out of your age bracket there?
Yeah.
She will not lower her standards neither. Will she? Fuck.
Trying to take every job into consideration. 30-year-old, I'd say maybe 65? Between 65 and 70? for a
Wow.
30-year-old?
It's actually
She wants a 30-year-old.
45.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Trying to
you
be
were the most
realistic.
realistic one so
She
far.
was. She was the
So
most
fact
realistic
that, yeah,
one.
No one's guessing it right because it's way lower than people
I mean,
think.
as long as you love your job and hopefully are investing it wisely, then I don't see a problem with it.
For a 20,
Delusion. Fucking live in a cuckoo land. Men can't get away with living in this fucking cuckoo land.
6-year-old, what do you think the median income is?
I'm pretty sure it's closer to like 60,000.
It is $38,000.
Oh wow.
Wow, I'm stupid. Wow, I am stupid is what I hear them say every time they say that. Oh, wow. How delusional am I?
What do you think is the median income for the age that you specified? So a 33-year-old.
I would like to say around 100K, maybe 80K. I'm not exactly sure.
I don't fucking know. I don't know. She thinks the average income for a 30-year-old is 100K.
It
But-
is a whopping $49,000.
Fucking 49 grand. Yeah, it's like it's mental. It's bananas. It's, I don't know. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. It really does.
Oops. My brain was somewhere else.
I don't even know. Maybe 50
Okay.
or 60K?
For a 30-year-old, the median income is 45.
Okay.
So you were close at 50.
Yeah, she's not too bad.
What
That's
do
not
you
bad at
think
all.
is the median income for the age that you specified at 29?
I want to say like 60K.
45K.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not too bad. She's 15
shock
grand
you?
out.
That's
15's
fast.
not as bad as being
So
50%
I'm just gonna put
wrong.
what you wanted in this little calculator here. So $1 million at 29.
I mean,
It's
I've met a few. I have met a few.
Okay,
It's possible.
we'll talk about
Bullshit.
that in a minute. So it's a fraction of a percent. The top 1% of men are making 240
It's a fraction of a percent.
at 29.
Okay.
So you're about 800,000 above that.
That's why I'm single.
You said 160,000.
She will not lower her standards. She will not lower her standards. And kids are going to be brought into that as well. This is at some point.
At 26. That is the top 2% of men.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Unbelievable. She's searching for 2% of the men that she wants. Unbelievable.
At 26. Yes. So think about the valedictorian at your high school, the smartest person you've ever met. They have a better chance of getting into Harvard than you do to find the 2% man. Isn't that kind of crazy to think about?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Dun, fucking dun. I've no idea. No idea. These people aren't real, are they? This isn't real, is it? It's absolutely, oh God. It blows my mind what society, what expectations have been drilled into women. I don't even feel sorry for men for not being able to live up to those expectations. I feel sorry for women because woman dies alone in flat just always sounds sadder than man dies alone in flat. It just always does.
Do this to kind of put it into perspective. So think about the smartest person from your high school, like valedictorian.
Okay.
If they were to apply to Harvard, they're 5 times more likely to get into Harvard than I guess you would be to find this 1%.
There we go.
Because there's a 5%
Wow, I'm
acceptance
mental.
rate at Harvard. And yours
Okay.
is less than 1%. So it's actually probably more than 5 times.
Every single
I
friend.
don't know anything.
And just to make things make more sense, the median income never eclipses 61,000 regardless of the age.
Okay.
So 100,000 is, obviously way more than that regardless of how old the guy is.
Mm-hmm. And 100,000 is still a lot. So,
Yeah. Yeah, over 70% of men never even make 100,000 once in their lifetime. So
yeah, that's true.
But there's one age
70% of men never make 100,000 in their lifetime. And these women want men that make 100,000 a year. Like they're running around, like they're everywhere. Like you can just go and swoop up a man who's picking up £100,000 a year. Fucking mental.
between the ages of 16 and 75,
Mm-hmm.
where the top 30% of men make $100,000. If you had to guess what age it is, what would you guess?
Maybe 50?
73.
Ooh.
What do you think about dating a 73-year-old?
Nope. No thanks.
What is making girls want men?
So where do you go? Where does she go from that then? So you know what I mean? Like her expectation is all of those things, all of those gentle questions asked. Where does she go?
Men who make so much money. Like for you personally, just think of your own experience. Like
Yeah.
what in your life makes you want that or think that?
I think you're exposed to other people's lifestyles. And I think that because the internet is so, like, big and you can see all these things, it looks like it's more obtainable than what it actually could be.
Yeah. It's just, oh God, they sat there on Instagram all day. You know, this is why you women shouldn't have Instagram. She sat there all day believing, well, this is the real life. Like, that's the real life. And it isn't the way real life is. It isn't the way real life goes. It's all a facade. It's all fake. It's all a load of tosh.
Or is, based on statistics.
Yeah.
But because everyone's flashing stuff, even if it's fake, it's like, oh, I can do that too. I want that. And
What made you
Yeah, but they say this as well, but they're only impressed by the guys who are flashing Lamborghinis, Bugattis, in all of the nice cars, jewellery, grills, you know, and all that. No one's out there interested in the guy who's flashing his latest game remote or his latest PlayStation controller with a new ident in it. You know what I mean? Like, men try to brag about all types of things, but 90% of the things that we like and enjoy, they're not cared about. They're really not given a shit about. And the only things that are given a care and given a shit about are money, jewellery, cars, holidays, villas, you know, all of the crazy top things that men rarely can achieve.
you choose $100,000? Like, how much is it? Maybe factoring in how much you make, how much people make. Have you ever dated a guy that makes that much money?
Typically, the guys I date, they make like 6 figures and more. So,
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Every guy that she dates earns $100,000. Every guy that she dates earns $100,000. Bullshit.
and then like with my income, and then just know like the people who I attract, that's typically like their income bracket or where they're like heading towards.
Okay, so you've dated men who've made this much money.
Mhm.
And were you like official and exclusive, or was it more of like a casual relationship?
All of the above.
A mix
She belonged to the street.
of all of them.
Yeah.
What in your life, or maybe people you've dated, your background, what makes 70K like a good number for you?
It's a fair question as well. Like, what does make 70 grand a year an acceptable, reasonable, fair number for you to expect a man to earn? It's a proper fair question.
I'm making a little less than 70K right now.
There you go. She's making 70K. Women don't date down. So if women are financially making 70 grand a year, they have to date a man who earns more. They have to, else, they feel like they're the man. And women don't want to, as much as women say they do, they don't want to feel like the man. They might be like, yeah, well, I've got a bit of masculine traits about me, but they don't want to feel like the man. They just don't.
Disclose that, but or any more information. Like you said, 140. I'm not super familiar with all like housing costs and whatnot, but I feel like right now I'm at a comfortable place where I have some going to savings, some going to like investments, fun money, vacations. But yeah, I'd say that's a comfortable and somewhat realistic salary range.
And you said that you would marry a guy who makes less money than you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What?
Yeah, she would. She says that now, but you say she earns 70 grand and she married a guy who earns 40, 50, and she's paying for the majority of the holidays, she's paying for the majority of this, he's putting all of his money into the bills, and she sat there with the spare cash. She won't want to provide for him. Like, she feels this way, but it's not quite true.
Made you say 160,000? Like, is it what you're doing for a living, your background? Have you ever dated guys that make this much? What kind of influenced your choice?
Yeah.
I've definitely never dated a guy who made anywhere near that, but currently, like, for a clinical psychologist, if someone were to get their doctorate degree, they're looking at about 100 to 140,000, depending on where they live. So that's where I was basing my answers off of.
Okay. So what you're doing for a living, you're kind of taking that into consideration too.
Yeah.
So she's going to be a clinical psychologist. Yeah, just what the world needs. Like, to psychoanalyze somebody, you can't be stuck in feelings, right? You have to be logical, sensible. You have to know that you must have some knowledge or some sentiment about you that you know that the average man don't earn fucking 140 grand a year. You must know this shit. She wants to be. That ain't the average wage. If it is, I'm gonna put it right up on the screen with this. But it's not the average wage for that. It's not the average wage for that. It's not. It's bullshit.
Marry a guy who makes less money than you.
Depending on how much less, yes.
Because if you want 4 kids and you're going to contribute 50-50, what is your situation going to look like? Will you get a nanny? What are we thinking?
That's a good question. I guess I would have to get a nanny, but if not, then hopefully we would live somewhere locals where like our parents could help out as much as they could, an extended family.
Okay. All right. What made
Mental. So she's not even going to raise her kid.
you say 100,000? Is it, relative to how much you make or some people you know or people you've dated, your background? Like, what made you say that number?
Honestly, now that I think about it, there are a lot of the guys I know that, my age, 28.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess like they wouldn't be anywhere close to that. So I don't know why I said that exactly, but I think I just have this image in my head of, like social media, like you see like all this lavish stuff and all that business. But I guess now that I think about my real life, it does seem a bit high.
Stupid. Just fucking stupid. Yeah, exactly. Women don't give a fuck what men feel or think. They genuinely don't. They're like, open up and be honest, but they don't care. This proves it, man. Like she said, she don't care. She didn't, why did she say that number? No real reason, really. It was just social media. It's just a number I pulled out of thin air. I didn't think to look around to see what legit men actually earn and give and try to contribute. I just, 6 figures sounds good, doesn't it?
So social media kind of makes it seem like more people make that than they actually do.
Yes, I think so.
I think sometimes you don't realize that until you see the actual statistics, and it's like, oh, the median is actually half of what I'm asking for.
Exactly.
And I'm asking for a top 15%.
yeah.
Man at 33. So have you ever dated a man who makes that much money?
I have not.
Have not. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Would you marry a guy who makes less money than you?
That would be tricky. I make about like 50,000.
Okay.
I respect that as well, yeah. Like, I respect that honesty. It would be tricky. So she wants a guy that earns 60 grand, 70 grand a year, something like that.
So, I mean, that's kind of like average, I guess. But if he's making less than me, that might be a little difficult.
Okay.
I would like for him to make at least the same amount or a little more.
The number that you chose, $1 million. What made you say that number? Is it like your own income or guys that you've dated? Like, what is influencing you choosing $1 million?
Guys that I've dated.
Okay.
But
She belonged to the streets.
It sounds like money matters to me, but it really doesn't. Because, I mean, I'm fine on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like to feel like I'm being provided for.
Right. So, those guys that you dated, were they guys that you dated like exclusively? Like, were you official with them, or was it more of like a casual thing?
Casual for one, exclusive for the other.
Okay. What made you guess 80?
Because it sounded like a decent number that could like support a family without being too like extravagant.
Right. Something comfortable.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind working though. I'm a daycare teacher and I love it, so I
Aw.
wouldn't mind like still doing it. Also, I make a little bit of money off of like my music and
Yeah.
stuff. So, because I make my own music, so I make like a little bit of money.
Okay. So
Fair place.
you have a couple things going on.
Yeah, so like that's why I would like to be a stay-at-home mom or wife or whatever, so I could like pursue those things and see if I could just make money doing things that isn't like an employee, like a job.
Right.
Like,
Just stuff that
I
you
know.
enjoy. Have you ever dated a man who makes 80K?
No.
Unbelievable. None of them have dated this guy, but they've made him up in their heads. It's nuts.
No. What are the ranges of men that you've dated? Like, what do they typically make?
Just like average. I never ask them.
Okay.
Like I don't know. Like I don't think I've really ever talked about finances with someone.
Okay.
To be honest, I've only had like one serious boyfriend my whole life. The
Okay.
others have just been like dates.
Would
Oh, bless her.
you marry a guy who made less money than you? Ideally.
Yeah. It would just be difficult, but
Right.
I mean, whatever. If you love them, then it's really not that difficult.
See, difficult. It would be difficult because she'd start to feel masculine. At first, it'd be fine, but she would start to feel like the man.
What made you say 200,000? Like, what about, maybe
Here
your
we go.
background? You never knew. Have you dated guys that make that much?
Yeah.
What makes you guess, or what makes you want 200,000 at 32?
I dated a surgeon, so I think for me, it's like when you get exposed to a certain lifestyle when you're dating a person, you kind of don't want to date lower than that per se. But also, like with my company, I'm in that range, so I want someone making the same amount as me or more than me, right? Like someone who can maintain my lifestyle as opposed to like someone who can't. So if like they make 200K and I make 200K,
Mm-hmm.
like God forbid something happened, like I would still be able to cover life expenses with a family as opposed to not.
There you go. Women don't date down. So she wants somebody who earns more than her, equal to her. Equal is 6 and 1/2 a dozen of another. But she wants somebody who dates more than her because of what she earns and who she's dated before. Women never date down.
Kind of thing.
Right. So the fact that you've dated a guy in this realm kind of impacts, how you view men, of a man that you would want to be with, I guess.
Right, yeah.
And then also where you're at financially. You
Yeah.
would want someone to be at your level or higher. So then it obviously shrinks the pool of men that you're looking at.
Yeah, significantly.
Mentally. It's like this Miley Cyrus thing. So she's come out and diss Liam Hemsworth, right? The money she's earned, the money she's worth, the money she's got from this song. Who does she date now? Like Liam Hemsworth is a B.5 plus Hollywood actor. He's not in the A bracket, but he's probably down in the B's, B plus, probably to be fair. So where does she go from here? Who does she date now? She's not going to go into the A's. None of those guys in the A category none of those guys are going to date Miley Cyrus because they know damn well now that the minute they split up with her, she's going to write a diss song. So they're going to go out and sleep with like a few birds and do whatever they got to do, blah, 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 blah. They are top of the range men, and she is going to go out there and write a diss song about them and make money off the back of it. Like, men give a fuck what Miley Cyrus earns. It's like we don't. It's like we look at Miley Cyrus doing that as, wow, can you imagine our nans doing that? Fuck it. It's not ladylike.
And the guy that you dated, was it like exclusive? Were you guys official, or was it like a very casual thing?
No, like it was a relationship, and
Okay.
he was doing a program, like a fellowship, and then he actually went home to where he was from, which was Dubai. So
Oh, so you broke up
we
because
broke
of
up.
that?
Yeah, because he left. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
interesting.
Okay, so she was dating someone from Dubai. Well, that's the Middle East. Like every man in the Middle East, when he turns 18, gets like a fund, like money given to him, like a lump sum of money. So yeah, she started off the bat, didn't she, with guys who are worth money. So if you start at that level, then you're gonna end up alone.
Would you ever marry a guy who makes less money than you?
How much less?
Any less?
Yeah.
If a guy was great at 32 years old
Yeah.
in every single way except he made $48,000, would you date him? Or would that be too low?
48,000 is too low. If he was
48. Wow, that's too low. That's more than what the average man. Oh, that's the average. That's the average earning. It's too low. The average earning in America is too low.
making like if he planned to be the breadwinner, even like to me 80, 90K, I would go for, because if he's going to be providing, right, I think that's more than fair.
What? So she wants to earn all of this money, go out, take her time out of the house, not do motherly things, not do womanly chores, not be feminine, go out and earn her money and still have him providing. Providing. What the fuck?
Yeah, but not too much less, because you still have to think like that's more like a middle class, upper middle class ish lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's like healthy to raise a family, but someone on 48K and you want them to be the provider, it just won't
Right,
be
if you want to be
sustainable.
a stay-at-home mom and he's making 48, take-home pay 35.
Yeah,
So she's going to drop all of her earnings, yeah? She's just going to stop.
it's
Yeah.
not gonna.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you ever marry a guy who makes less money than you?
Mm,
Like,
That's like-
would you marry the 33-year-old that you chose? The median income is $49,000. Would you date a guy who made $49,000?
I could. I just wouldn't want like somebody being jealous of like me making more. That would be the only issue. Like if they're fine with me like making more, then okay. But don't like be jealous and try to come from my pockets, you know.
It's crazy because only over 70% of men never make 100K even once in their lifetime.
Madness. Here we go. Never once in their lifetime.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
I think in 2021 alone, it was like 23.4% of men made 100K, but that's for the entire workforce, men 16 to 75. So you have to assume most of them are older because it takes a while to make money,
right.
you know. And only
Wow.
one age from 16 to 75 has the top 10% of men making 200K, which is what you wanted.
This is going to blow her mind. Ready? Get ready for it.
If you had to guess, which age do you think it is?
Maybe like 35,
75.
75. Jesus Christ.
Would you date a 75-year-old?
No.
No?
Of course she wouldn't. I mean, women want older, as we said earlier, but she ain't dating no 75-year-old. Let's think about it.
No.
What do you think after hearing that?
Holy mackerel. It's eye-opening. It's things. I mean, that's helpful to know when you're dating and, salary comes up in conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I could date a guy that's making not as much money as long as, like, there's planning and, like, I don't know. It's just a level of comfort, I guess.
What planning? Level of comfort? What does that mean? None of those things. If there's planning, what? You want him to be more ambitious. As long as he's planning to be more ambitious and you're comfortable with that. Like...
What do you think just generally after hearing like the median income and the statistics that I shared?
Wait,
Like,
about
is
what?
it shocking? Is the median income of 49,000 like, is that shocking?
No, not really. Based on like a lot of a few factors, just the fact that society's gotten so expensive. Well, just everything in society is so expensive nowadays, and I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that.
That don't make any sense. She thought men were earning tons of money because everything is expensive. No, she didn't at all. She thought men were earning loads of money because she's deluded. Oh, it's delusion. It's because they don't care. Women don't have to care to get men. Women don't have to care how men feel, what men earn, what men think. All women have to do is worry about whether or not that man is attracted to them and she's attracted to him. It's as simple as that. Women do not give a shit how men feel.
Right. It's hard to make money.
It's just hard. Yeah, it's hard to make money. Plus,
Yeah.
a lot of people are lazy nowadays and don't want to try.
After hearing the statistics of the 26-year-old making 38,000 as the median income, are there any compromises that you would be willing to make to the life that you just painted after hearing what the reality is?
I would make some adjustments because I do realize that when you're 26, you're probably not going to be making like the height of your money. So I would definitely adjust it to be a little bit lower, but not as low as like the 38K.
She's talking cap. Pure cap, that is. Now that she realises the facts, and the facts have totally blown her mind, she was one of the ones that went, what?
Okay. What is the lowest you would be comfortable going?
Probably 60,000.
Okay. So what are your thoughts after hearing the statistics? Are you shocked? What do you think?
I'm pretty shocked by the statistics, but I also wonder like the education level of the average American to see like what that looks like in terms of like money wise or the kind of jobs that the average person does get.
Would you be
What's that got to do with anything? That made no sense.
willing to make any changes or compromises to the kind of picture you painted of your life based off of hearing these statistics?
Shoot for the stars, you know. But I think life is like about compromise, so you can't always have everything you want. So sometimes you do have to lower your standards a little bit.
What if the 33-year-old making 100K, what if he was great in every way, what you wanted for sure, but he was 5'5"?
Oh, what a punching question that is. Imagine that. He's only 5'5", and she's like, "Nah, you're all right. Ready, get ready for it." He earns everything that she's described. He's probably got the house that she wants, the car that she needs. Let's see.
5'5". That 5'5", I feel like I couldn't do it.
Oh, no you don't. Goodbye. Fuck you, bitch.
So you wouldn't compromise on the height, though?
No.
And only 14.5% of men are over 6 feet.
Wow. Wow. Only, 16.5% of men are the same height as me and above. That's mental. Unlucky, love.
So then when you're combining only 15% of men that you're looking for are making 100K at 30, 33, plus the 14.5% of men being over 6 feet, you're really limiting your options there.
It's like 1%. She is chasing the 1% of man. Look at her face. Look at it.
There's someone for everybody, though. So.
Hearing this, like, is there any kind of compromises that you would make to what you want after hearing the median income? Like, would you maybe not go for the Mercedes? Or would it be okay if the guy was 5'5"? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, cars to me aren't super important. Yeah, I mean, there's always compromises you can make. I mean, think like what are the odds that there's someone who's over 6 feet making six figures and is my age? Like
Right.
that, I understand that. That's
Yeah,
not
between
that
20
realistic.
and between
So why did she say it? If it's not that realistic, why in God's name did she say it? It's deluded. It's deluded because women can get away with saying stupid shit, and no one pulls them for it. Nobody calls women out for saying stupid shit. Nobody does it, and anybody who does gets shot down. So that's stupid. Like, you're a misogynist. No, that's just stupid.
20 and 40, I think the men who are 6 feet making six figures is like 2%.
Yeah.
So it's something
and
crazy.
I get that,
It's
but-
crazy. After hearing these statistics, like, what are your thoughts? Would you be willing to make any changes or compromises? You know, kind of seeing how rare it is what you're asking for.
Yeah, I think you have to, right? Because in my opinion, dating is also like competition. Like, there's other people who are qualified and want the same things as you want.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do want, like me, a family and stuff, you'd have to keep your options open. That's just
What? That ain't how a competition works, is it? That isn't the competition. So dating's like a competition, but you need to keep your options open. No, you need to get somebody, keep him. That's the aim of it. It's not nothing to do with what. Do not get dating advice from women.
me personally. Yeah. But long as it's not like, I know it sounds unfair to say, like 50K, 40K, 35K won't be sustainable for me personally, but like 80K, 90K is something reasonable, and I think more people make that.
You know, that's just kind of like the idealized
Mm-hmm.
image I have in my head, but I consider myself to be a pretty flexible person.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I fall deeply in love with someone that isn't able to give me those things that I'm thinking of, then I can compromise.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
She's got to compromise on 50%. 50%. She was wrong by 50% this one. Wrong.
I'll just go with what life brings.
The lifestyle that I would dream to have,
Mm-hmm.
he would have to have money. It's unfortunate, but like it's not a necessity.
Like, at this point, like, would you rather
What? She wanted a guy who earned $1 million.
be single than settle for less than that?
Settle for less than the millionaire.
Yeah.
I would not rather be single.
Okay.
I'm okay with settling.
Like, if you were to think about it more,
Wow, listen to that. if he's not a millionaire, she's okay with settling. Fuck you guys. Like, like, you know what I mean? If you're not a millionaire, then I'm settling. Whoever she gets with, I am settling. It's devastating. It really is.
More realistically, instead of thinking in terms of like dream life, like where the dream would be the million, what would be like a more realistic number, or like the lowest number that you would be comfortable with?
That they make a year.
Yeah.
100K.
Okay. Yeah, you might
Jesus Christ, still 100K, mental.
have to make some compromises with that. What would you be willing to compromise if you were to settle for the guy who's making 100K?
Don't have to have a fancy car.
Okay.
Cute little house is fine. I mean, as long as we're happy and I have kids, because I want kids.
Mm-hmm. So the kids are the only compromise that you really wouldn't.
Yeah, I would not. If they don't want kids, I wouldn't.
Okay. $100,000 at
Scarily deluded. Deluded.
29 is the top 11% of men at 29. So still pretty small, but more realistic than the.
Wow. She's gone from like 2% to 11%. It's stupid. It's still stupid. 11% of men.
The median income never eclipses $61,000, regardless of the age, 16 to 75.
That's actually
Wow. Every time they say wow, I hear them say, wow, I'm stupid.
surprising. I would see that like for women, but for men, that's surprising to me.
And what do you think makes you think that there's more millionaires than there are?
Because I know a few.
Okay.
So it's just surprising that I even know that 1%.
Right. So you feel like it's so shocking that you know the 1%, so you feel like there has to be more if you know one.
Yes.
Kind
and
of that
I've
kind of-
seen people do it, especially now with like social media and influencers. Like I feel like there's so many of them out there now.
I think social media makes it seem like there's a lot more than there are.
Yes. Because everything's cap. Everything's lies. Everything's bullshit. Everything that people post on social, 90% of what people post on social media is the best of everything. The best. Nobody posts the worst. Very few people post the worst. And the people that do post the worst, these people don't care about.
And I think a lot of like influencers and just people that are on social media make it seem like they have way more money than they actually do.
Yeah,
I have noticed as I've gotten older, people buy things that they cannot afford.
I am one of those people.
Yeah, I'm going to close it here. This thing has driven me around the bend. When I started watching this video, I kind of knew what the answers were going to be after listening and being involved and listening to plenty of people, women, especially women, talk over the past year, 18 months about what they want and the way they want it. I 100% knew that this was the deal. I knew damn well that it was all delusion, that they had crazy numbers all built up in their head. And not one of them said, just because I'm a bit silly, you know, I just didn't know. It was all social media did it, whatever it was. So, yeah, here's a fascinating insight into what women believe in. And people will say, well, it's 4 or 5 women. It's not a good pool of what, but this is genuinely what women believe. After watching thousands of hours, hundreds of hours now of this type of thing, I can tell you for sure that this is the truth. Anyway, thank you very much if you made it this far in the video. If you did, leave a comment down below. Please like, subscribe, comment, all of the rest of it. I'm going to do much more long-winded podcasts like this. I'm looking to get people involved, as I said in the intro. Much love from me. Peace.
Want to know the most common mistake men make when approaching women? But
One
most
of the
have
most-
no clue that they're making it. See, every
These fucking adverts are more frustrating than anything. You want to know a common mistake men make when they're approaching women? What the fuck? You don't even know how men feel. You don't even know as a woman what it's like to approach women as a man. How fucking dare you? Pisses me off when women give men dating advice. It's like, suck my dick. You do not know the rejection, the amount of rejection, the amount of no's, the amount of you're not good enough, the amount of times that you like somebody and you see her bitching and crying and moaning over some asshole, and you're sat there going, fucking unlucky, love, you chose wrong. This woman does not know. She does not know. Fucking bullshit. What is this for? F with women. Yeah, theflirtmethod.com can suck my dick.